Do you want to see endless steppes and dense forests? Drive through deserts, enjoy the freshness of alpine meadows, walk through canyons, sunbathe by the sea, or climb snowy peaks? Come to Kazakhstan. The nature of our country strikes contrasts, as well as the character of its people. They can be kind and friendly, as well as reserved and harsh. But no matter what kind of person they are, once you cross the threshold of their house, you become a revered guest. We say, when a guest comes, good comes with him. Hello, my name is Qaryn and I will tell you today what Kazakhs treated their guests too. Today we will cook a dish called kombe, which means the buried stomach. This dish is a direct product of the Kazakhs' nomadic lifestyle. They used mainly a cow's or horse stomach. Importantly, the stomach should be well processed and prepared before its consumption. You need to cut off the fat. There can be a lot of it in the stomach.
Его в желудке бывает очень много.
But you do not need to cut off all of the fat, because it gives a dish extra juiciness.
Дополнительную сочность.
This is how we prepare our stomach. It is the basis of our dish.
Мы его обработаем.
We will process it, but first we need to salt it well on the outside. The main ingredient in this dish is the stomach, which we will stuff with the delicacy meats such as Qazakh, a kind of sausage, and jaya, horse sirloin. We divide the jaya in half and add fresh vegetables to it. But before stuffing it all, we treat the stomach with a fermented milk drink to get rid of specific odors. Any fermented milk product will do. In our case, we used hummus, fermented mare's milk. Hummus gives a certain aroma and flavor. You need to dip the stomach in it and leave for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Буквально минут 10-15 подождать.
Wait and then turn it over. Wait a little again, and our stomach will be ready.
Qaryn kombe
is very easy to prepare. To do it, people used to dig a hole in the ground, heat it up, wrap the ready-made kombe in sheepskin, and cover it completely with dirt. The dirt was pierced and a metal or bone tube was installed on top of it. Any traveler, be it a shepherd or a warrior, always knew that there was a tasty meal waiting for him. This is how nomads took care of each other. Today, this dish is cooked at home in ordinary pots. This dish is meant for dear guests that come from afar. Let's start cooking this dish. We put in meat like this.
Жая мы разрезаем
We cut the zhaya into equal 4 parts.
Очень часто это блюдо готовили во время...
Very often, this dish was cooked at the beginning of winter when relatives could not come to visit.
Родственники. И Qaryn kombe
And Qaryn kombe was put together as a sort of gift basket with the most delicious meat delicacies.
туда помещали самые вкусные деликатесные части и
This gift was then sent to relatives.
отправляли своим родственникам. Ну и для сочности
For juiciness, we will add some vegetables.
овощей. Непременно нужно
We should definitely salt it.
добавить немного
Add a little seasoning.
трав. Мы заранее
We have already salted the stomach in advance, but we need to add a little bit more here.
немножко добавляем.
Add a little bit of seasoning.
Добавляем приправ.
And our kombe is ready.
И у основания
We trim the tips at the base, just like we did the whole thing.
закладку мы подрезаем кончики. И вот таким образом
Like this, so that nothing falls apart. We sew it all.
мы сшиваем у основания. А вы знали, что в конских, овечьих
Did you know that Kazakhs used to store in horse, sheep, or cow stomachs not only meat, but also cottage cheese, qurt, and butter?
и масло? Масло, сохранившееся,
Butter preserved in the stomach during the winter had a very tasty and pleasant flavor.
имело очень вкусный и приятный аромат. И весной
In spring, women would always gather and organize a celebration specifically to taste this butter.
чтобы попробовать это масло. Такое масло называется
Such butter was called Qaryn, or butter from stomach.
весной угощала своих близких.
When a housewife treated her close friends and relatives in spring with the butter she kept in that kind of stomach, she was always given gifts for it.
И подарки. И именно весной собирались,
It was in spring that people gathered to taste the delicious and full of vitamins butter, which was stored in the stomach for the entire winter.
год в желудке. Qaryn kombe мы с
We
вами
will cook Qaryn kombe outdoors in a large cooking pot called Kazan.
в казане.
In Kazan, this dish also turns out to be very tasty. I want to know that in each region of Kazakhstan, this dish is called differently.
Казахстана это блюдо называют по-разному. Где-то называют
Some call it borpe, others Qaryn korjan, and of course Qaryn kombe.
это зависит от
And it all depends on the recipe of each housewife, and each of them had their own secret.
свой секрет. Обязательно нужно
Kazan needs to be prepared. It needs to be heated up.
казан для каждой женщины
Kazan for every woman and in every family was a special utensil.
особенной посудой. Казан ни в коем
A kazan was never given as a gift.
только эта посуда.
This is the only utensil that was passed down as inheritance from mother to daughter.
Казан ни в
Kazan was never turned upside down. An upside down kazan meant that the family was in mourning.
в этой семье траур. В казахском быту
The Kazakhs have always treated the kazan with respect and allocated it an honorable place in the kitchen.
место на кухне. У казахов основой всех
The backbone of a Kazakh cuisine is meat. When guests would arrive, the fattest, most tasty pieces of meat were served.
самые жирные, самые вкусные куски мяса и встречали гостей.
The guests were welcomed with the tradition of tabak tartu, which is when meat was distributed from the oldest to the youngest, and each guest was dedicated a certain piece.
Начиная от старшего к младшему.
The water is boiling. The lid should be tightly closed. Qaryn kombe is cooked for almost 4 hours in its own juice. The peculiarity of this dish is that we do not use additional fats, which is why this dish is good for our health. Nomads believed that a guest is a messenger of God. That's why they called them Khuday Qonak. Every traveler, if he got lost on the road, could knock on any door because he always knew that he will be allowed to get warm and eat. Back then, our elders used to say that every person has an rizq. Rizq is a benediction. For Kazakhs, benediction was considered the most priceless wealth. 4 hours have passed. Our Qaryn kombe is ready. What a smell. I'm sure it turned out very tasty. The Qaryn kombe dish is ready. But I absolutely must try the dish. What a flavor, it's divine. We didn't wait for 4 hours for nothing. This is a very tasty, hearty, and flavorful dish. It can feed from 5 to 8 people and will be a wonderful decoration on any table. Bon appetit! Asınız dende bolsun. The culture of hospitality of the Kazakh people is a whole science. We are taught the right way to receive guests from the very childhood. Therefore, hospitality is not a tradition, it is the character of the Kazakh people. We sincerely welcome every guest. Therefore, welcome to our tasty Kazakhstan.
В наш вкусный Казахстан.